game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Bucs fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks
Donovan.
like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell is everybody? Sorry, I had to put J-Lo in detention a little bit this morning. He was acting up, so you guys don't get to see J-Lo today as he's in timeout. But without further ado, we will bring him in. J-Lo, you done causing trouble, buddy? How the hell you doing?
Oh, hamburgers! I'm just kidding. What's going on, Tones?
Are you Butters now? Is that your new official title?
Nah, I gotta bring some humor on a Saturday. Got some caffeine in me. I'm on my Celsius right now, so I'm ready to go.
No, I love it. All fun stuff, all good stuff. Great to have you here on a Saturday, brother. We got a lot of interesting things to talk about today as our guy Christopher Cole checks in saying, hey, with the wave, how the hell are you, Chris? Happy Saturday. Our guy BucsBy30, new co-host. You see it on the ticker down there. Zach Johnson, BucsBy30. He's out of the building today. He has a very, very special thing going on. Congrats to his son for graduating today, high school. Always a great thing. Seeing your kids do big things. Ain't that right, J-Lo? I know Papa J-Lo knows that feeling well.
Yes, I do, but unfortunately, I still got some years to go for my kids at graduation. But shout out to Zach with his son graduating. It's a special day for him and his family. So shout out, it's always a big thing when you're a parent.
Yeah, and it is always a big thing. Speaking of big things, J-Lo, we got to get right to it. We got to rip the Band-Aid off. One big thing that happened last night, I don't know if you really seen, and we're not going to say too much because who the hell knows the truth, what really has happened yet. It's kind of a stickier situation, it seems like, on the horizon, J-Lo. But Antonio Brown was at Aiden Ross. For those that don't know, Aiden Ross is a young up-and-coming podcast artist. He's a big star in the podcasting industry. I guess he had some sort of boxing event last night going on in Florida. Antonio Brown was there, and you guys know where Antonio Brown goes, trouble is to follow, seemingly. And there's a bunch of videos out there now where, if you missed it, former Bucs Super Bowl champ wide receiver All-Pro is in the center of attention again, J-Lo. There's multiple videos of him perhaps, again, this is all alleged, even though there's videos, so I'm saying potentially, I'm saying perhaps in a lot of these frames, but Antonio Brown potentially had fired the firearms. He may have got jumped. People were trying to steal his chain, allegedly. Looked like a human Royal Rumble going on there, J-Lo, for the former Bucs star. And it's kind of sad because you can tell sometimes, when his brain is functioning, he's still a very good guy, a very nice guy. But then there's always some sort of story out there that blows up in the face of Antonio Brown, it seems, J-Lo.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, when you got a target on your back pretty much, for all the trouble past you've had. And unfortunately, he was involved in something where he might do some time, depending on more evidence that pops up. But it actually looks like it was him that fired that firearm, honestly. But we'll see. He's going to be investigated for sure. And it's obvious that, people were trying to rob him. And obviously, him kicking that guy wasn't enough. He went to his car or wherever to grab his piece. And there you go. It is what it is.
And it's all at a boxing charity. I believe it was a boxing charity event too. That's even the worst part of it.
It is, but like I said, when he's got pretty much a target on his back, obviously somebody was targeting him and pretty much try to be successful in robbing him, whatever his mission was, and it all failed. And now Antonio Brown's back on the news again, looking like he's definitely going to be in a lot more trouble he's already in.
Yeah, we want to thank our viewers on Facebook. We got up to 20 over there right now. So beautiful things going on in the world of Facebook. Appreciate all those tuning in. But Antonio Brown's one of those figments of imagination in Tampa Bay sports history, J-Lo, that you could arguably, obviously, I wouldn't hate anyone for making the case on him being a great thing in sports for this Bucs community, obviously, but I want to argue people who argue opposite. I mean, he did help us win a Super Bowl. I will give it that. And he played great that year. And to begin 2021, before that shenanigans with the COVID card and all that bullshit happened, Antonio Brown was potentially playing the best out of any of those Bucs wide receivers. But J-Lo, again, does the bad outweigh the good? Does the Super Bowl win and his play on the field outweigh all this? I probably don't think so, sadly, at the end of the day.
No, I mean, you can't look past what he did for us, helping us win a Super Bowl in, the 2020-21 season. But then when we really needed him the next season, after we lost Godwin, he just wouldn't play football. And because of that downfall in his attitude and everything he pulled, he pretty much was part of the costing us going back to back, but that's the past. It is what it is. Yes, you can always appreciate what he contributed when he did behave, but then when he made those dumb mistakes, it's hard to look past that. And most Bucs fans will probably hate him for that for a long time. You can show your appreciation with thank him for, but then again, he screwed us at the same time by not playing ball, not doing what he does best, go play on the field. Just like in the words of Jerry Maguire, shut up and play the game. But he didn't. So
Yeah,
now go ahead.
just one of those situations that really is troubling. Speaking of troubling, we got JC Allen in the house saying, "Sup, fellas? Saturday night main event is so hype." Yeah, what are the matches on that? I know Corey Hayes will be there. Shout out to him. But Cleve and me, happy Saturday. All I can't really lie. I watched the first half of Backlash, but since Mania, I haven't really been keeping up too much. I did hear R-Truth is facing Cena. That should be a fun match for like 5 seconds, J-Lo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That I guess it'll be fun. That could have been like maybe a SmackDown or a Raw match, but
Could have been a
no,
SmackDown or Raw,
agreed. I mean,
in my opinion.
no, agreed. I mean, no disrespect to R-Truth, he's very entertaining, but let's face facts. I mean, this could have been a a SmackDown type match, but I guess that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna go main event here in Tampa. That's one of our big matches, I guess.
I guess in theory, Saturday night main event is like a house show, J-Lo. So, Tampa gets a good 4-day weekend, but we got to remember Saturday night main event's pretty much a glorified house show. So I think it does make sense. And I will say that Cena creamsicle shirt paying homage to the Bucs is insane, J-Lo. For Bucs wrestling fans out there, there's a new John Cena type creamsicle shirt that will be awesome. Did you see that? The belt, the socks, and all that?
Yeah, I did. Very, very nice. Very nice. My budget, I'll probably end up getting me a shirt. Maybe the hat, we'll see. But most likely the shirt for sure.
You were fading out there a little bit, J-Lo, but I think I know what you're
Can you hear
saying.
me?
Yep.
Can you hear me now? No,
Yep.
I was saying was probably my budget. I'll probably end up getting the shirt, if anything.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. WWE is price gouging these days. I mean, that belt, almost $1,000. Really?
Yeah, I'm good.
You kidding me?
I'm not spending my.
These hats for 30, 40 bucks that barely fit your head, I mean, these are decent hats, but had to pay homage to the guy Cena anyway. So, J-Lo, speaking of the Bucs, the media continues to hate us. I don't know if you've noticed, but man, it seems like once again the Falcons are the talk of the town to win the NFC South.
I just don't buy the hype at all. It doesn't make any sense. I just don't see how, they're looking from our past couple seasons and how we perform, especially on offense, how we're just moving the ball and everything. I guess, everybody's just so hyped on the Falcons. I just don't see what's so special about him. Yeah, Michael Penix, it's exciting to see him get on the field, but do they really think he's going to be an all-pro quarterback? All these primetime games, I don't understand it. But you know what? That's just the way it is, Tones. I mean, people are always going to overlook us, and that's fine. We'll just go out there and prove once again that we're the better team.
I just don't get why the nonstop hate. I mean, year after year, and it's not only the record, J-Lo. There's people that are hating on all of a sudden the Godwins and Evans duo, the Bucs wide receiver room. Some people aren't even naming this Bucs team in their top 5 wide receiver rooms in the NFL. As our guy Bucs78 joins us, fire the damn cannons, go Bucs, go Bucs, go Bucs. But J-Lo, what do you think is more pathetic from the media right now? As Christopher Cole says, let them keep hating. I agree. Baker Mayfield has so many chips on his shoulder that he's soon going to be labeled as a Lay's potato chip bag. So that's awesome stuff. But J-Lo, what say you? What's a bigger travesty? The Bucs being docked to miss the playoffs, or these wide receivers, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, definitely one Hall of Famer, probably two Ring of Honor guys, along with first-round pick Emeka Ibuka, Jalen McMillan, one of the hottest wide receivers in the NFL to end the season last year. People aren't even picking this room as a top 5 room in the NFL, J-Lo. So what is more crazy to you? People predicting the Bucs miss the playoffs, or people predicting this wide receiver room bottoms out?
I mean, people, to me, it's predicting us out of the playoffs. I just don't get it. They got Atlanta win the division. They don't even have us really sniffing the wild card spot. I mean, did they not see the teams we beat last season to make it to the playoffs? I mean, I don't understand it at all. It doesn't make sense to me. This team has won 4 straight divisions, and they've beaten some really good teams the last couple seasons. I mean, dominated Philly, the Super Bowl champs. Not just win, but dominated, if you want to be honest here. I mean, I just don't understand it. As far as the receiving group goes, everyone always doubts Mike and Chris every single season. Both put up 1,000 yards when healthy, for the most
People picking
part.
the Lions receiving room. It's like, what?
I mean, St. Brown's a stud. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah, he's
but
an alpha, but
yeah, but I
after that,
mean,
give me the Bucs all day.
exactly. Even Sam Laporta had it down in the tight end room as well. Not to compare, but he was a receiver pretty much on the receiving end. He would be probably the second best, reception receiver from 2 seasons ago. But it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I mean, that's fine. Let him hate. Let him just keep doubting us, and we'll just go out and prove them wrong like we do every single season.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. We will prove him wrong. That's right, J-Lo. Our great lady listeners, Lucky Lucy, Olivia in the house. Happy Saturday, fellas. Good Saturday. Happy and good Saturday to both of you. But it just, our local media does love us. They hype us up. They're good minds most of the time, but it's just the national hate that puzzles me, that confuses me. But I do enjoy it. I like flying under the radar. I prefer it personally. It's a nice thing to do. I feel like this Bucs team plays better when expectations are lower, J-Lo. Look at 2020. We had Tom Brady, and yes, some people were picking us to be special that year, but a lot of people still had the Saints winning the division. A lot of people had the Bucs as a wild card team bouncing out early. It's not like, we were up and coming, then we win the Super Bowl. Now, 2021, 2022, expectations were high. We dipped back down a little bit. Then look at 2023, 2024. People kept hating on us, and the Bucs kept on rolling, J-Lo. So I almost like it more when this Bucs team is getting hated on, backs up against the wall. Hey, you want to hate on us? No problem, media, but we'll stick it right down your damn throats.
No, I couldn't agree more. Probably the only thing I could say is the prime time type games is where I think our problem is. But I think we'll be able to overcome that and actually win some primetime games. That's probably one way of describing maybe that's why the media hates us so much. But for the most part, I mean, this team I felt got better this offseason between free agency and then drafting the right players. Keyword, the right players. Not the best players, the right players for this organization to go be successful.
That's just it, J-Lo. I'm going to try something new as well. We're going to always show all the comments like we have today, but Sometimes we're going to show our names up there too, because I have gotten questions from newer listeners. Shout out to our guy BucsBy30, J-Lo, Joey, the rest of the Buccateers. We're over 505 subscribers on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We're more than halfway to 1,000. It's getting awesome. One of our videos the other day is approaching 2,000 views alone on YouTube, which is just incredible stuff. But with the influx of newer listeners, newer people having eyes on the show, some people are saying, hey, who's who? Which is an awesome question, right? Never did I think people would, hey, who's Tampa Tones? Which one's J-Lo? Which one's Joey? So from time to time, not only am I going to continue to show comments on the screen, question, I'm going to show them all, damn it, that's right. But we're going to have to show our names a little bit now, J-Lo. I guess that's what the good people want, some name recognition.
No, absolutely. I like that. People want to get to know us, pretty much our fandom of the game, not just Bucs sports, but all around sports, Like you're from up north, a big Bucs fan, Cubs fan. I'm down here in Tampa, all Tampa sports, for the most part. And then we got Joey, who's a Colts fan, but he's a Bucs supporter as well. Up north, I mean, it's all. Hey, I'm all for it, man. Whoever wants to get to know me, they know what if they can follow me on Twitter.
Got Bucs by in West Virginia, Mountain Mama. We just have a great little cast going right now. So thanks, Olivia. Yeah, we're rolling. I believe that is over 45 new subscribers in the past 10 days of the Buccateers. So we're averaging about 4.5 new subs a day, which is incredible stuff. And J-Lo, I'm proud of you and the team. We keep on elevating, brother. We're going to have some great things in store this season. We're going to have a new intro coming soon. We're going to have great guests coming up. Speaking of J-Lo, Co-Keef's dad, Papa Keef, is joining the show in the coming weeks. What say you on that?
No, that sounds very awesome. I mean, I'm all for having guests on, talking football in general. That'd be awesome. Co-Keef's dad comes on, hear some of his stories about his son growing up and how he became a football fan. So, hey, bring it on, man. And thanks to all the subscribers. We appreciate it. We wouldn't be anywhere without y'all watching us and supporting us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really fun stuff here. So once again, we will have, I believe, Papa Keef, dad of Buccaneers tight end Co-Keef, joining the show Thursday, the 22nd. So this coming Thursday, we're going to have a special 3-episode show this week. We're going to have Wednesday, our normal weekday show. We might bump Wednesday to Thursday and stick with 2 because it is a holiday weekend, I forget. But we'll discuss. But Thursday, nonetheless, we'll be live with Co-Keef's dad, Buccaneers tight end's dad, Papa Keef, and he's going to talk about his son's journey in the league at Minnesota and so much more. Speaking of journey, we got Joey Nips journeying his way in. We got the Godfather joining us on Facebook. We got Ryan O'Media joining us on Facebook. Joey, how the hell you doing, brother? What hat you got on there? Trying to make it out.
Just doing good. Ready to talk some whatever we got going today. Happy Saturday, fellas.
What hat is that one?
Just a generic hat.
Just a generic one.
Just a generic hat that I found in the closet.
You got to get on my
haircut today.
Got to get on my level. Got to get on my level.
Yeah, well, don't rip it, then wear it. Got to get a haircut today anyway.
Never give up. Never give up. That's a lesson for all of you out there. Joey, we were just talking briefly about Bucs media hate, Antonio Brown finding his way into the news once again. We're going to talk about the Brock Purdy contract and what that might mean for a guy like Baker Mayfield upcoming. But quick thoughts, anything on AB or the Bucs media hate seemingly? I mean, the media hate's insane. We're projected to finish behind the Falcons by a lot of people. Our wide receiver room suddenly isn't a top 5 one according to some. So, hey, cool with me, but just always laughable.
Well, yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown's just a scumbag. I don't really care about what he did in his career. He's pretty much just scum. So that takes care of that, as he's not worth even having much talk on. I mean, just causing too much trouble these days.
Thank you for the Super Bowl, AB. We love you for that.
Yeah, so just a scumbag. And then the other Atlanta Falcons having 5 primetime games is brutal. I'll say that. I mean, I don't know Penix hasn't proven a thing. Raheem Morris is overrated. Bijan Robinson is fun. I'll give them that. That's probably all I'll say positive. And then the defense, I know Raheem Morris is a defensive guy, but they didn't even look that great at times last year on that end either. So that's what's most disappointing is the 5 primetime games you're taking away from other teams that, you could actually watch and support. So for them to get, I believe it was 2 Monday night, a Thursday, and 2 Sunday is just pitiful for a very, very mediocre franchise where the fans really don't support them unless they make things $2 in the stadium.
Yeah, and I agree, but we do have to, not that I like it, but the NFL is forcing primetime down our throats suddenly. So there are more primetime games now. Do the Falcons get 5 justifiably? We discussed the other night. No, because I don't care what people say. The Titans should have at least got 1. They had the first pick of the draft, who's a QB, right? When's the last time a first overall pick throw the Titans on a Thursday night with the Colts on primetime, and that would be a beautiful game for people to watch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but there are so many damn primetime games now. It is kind of crazy. It's like you got Friday night games. Now you got Christmas triple headers. It is insane.
That's when by the way, shout out. Really hope bad things for Al Michaels in primetime football. I hope when a game's going on, his chair gets taken out from underneath him, and that's that. Thank you for letting me say that.
Holy crap. J-Lo, you hear that? Al Michaels hate?
Yeah, I mean, pretty strong words there, buddy.
Don't put my team on Thursday Night Football. That guy's a snooze fest. Fucking snooze.
I like Michaels. I'm not a big Herb Street guy.
No, I like Michaels when he was on NBC and all that stuff. I'm kind of just giving him shit.
I blame Amazon more so for the half-assed production.
That's fine.
No, if I like, well, sure, the crew they have has so much potential, but I feel like they're never just exciting, whether it's the pregame show, the actual game day broadcast booth, the postgame show. I feel like Amazon Prime, for some reason, is just kind of a flat tire. It's like, we really got to put on Prime. By the way, Seahawks at Buccaneers is on TV right now. NFL Network, they're showing the first ever Germany game, Seattle at Tampa Bay. So for those tuned in, if you have 2 TVs, that is, don't turn us off, but put on NFL Network and see Bucs Seattle. But we have some great comments. Lucky Lucy, that's a great wave of new fans. It sure is. Supply and demand. Yo. Chase and Higgins are not better than Evans and Godwin as a duo, but Chase is the number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. I will say this. Chase and Higgins.
Saying Chase is number 2?
In the NFL, Jamar Chase.
Overall.
And supply and demand says Chase and Higgins stress more D-backs as they're faster. I will say this. I think our wide receiver room as a whole is better than the Bengals, but I think Chase and Higgins are a more fared 1-2 only because,
they're younger.
Yeah, they're younger. Exactly. That's a great point. And kind of that, lack of run game in Cincinnati. They kind of have to been throwing the ball. They haven't really had a nice. I mean, Joe Mixon was good, but he was gone last year, and then he was hurt the year before that. It's been a couple of years since Cincinnati has had that reliable running back out of the backfield. So I'd probably have Chase and Higgins ranked above them, maybe, or tied with them in terms of top 2. But give me the Bucs over Bengals wide receiver room any day of the week, top to bottom. But Joey, you're a Baker Mayfield guy. He's getting paid. Technically underpaid, not underpaid, but in terms of quarterbacks out there, he's technically making pretty good value for the Bucs. The Bucs are paying him in the $30 to $35 million range, based on how many snaps he played, incentives, things like that, which is pretty damn good value these days for a quarterback, especially seeing Brock Purdy making $54 million, which, by the way, he's making the 14th most quarterback money. So these QBs are making insane money. That's only the 14th best average annual salary, Brock Purdy's contract. Joey, how does this affect Baker Mayfield and the Bucs? I mean, they still have him for 2 years under contract, and I don't think Baker's necessarily that type of guy to twist their arm or anything, but does that conversation come knocking sooner rather than later now after seeing numbers like that with Brock Purdy?
Well, as I sit here like Raider Doug leaning back in my chair, Baker.
Yeah, you kind of do look like him today. I was going to say
for that look.
Never mind.
Baker Mayfield, as we all know, is tattooed right on my keister. So for people that don't think I don't love him, he's on my body for life, sadly, one way or another. But I love it. Baker's the man. Get into his contract, though. No, I don't think anything comes of it. Here's the thing. Every new quarterback's going to get the new deal, and especially when the NFLPA and them have to reach agreement again, these contracts are going to go up. You're going to see quarterbacks possibly like Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, other young guys that off the top of my head right now. Those will be the type of guys that if one of them really break the barrier, they'll be the next step. So I think I would never pay Brock Purdy what he got paid. I feel bad for San Fran because when times are tough, Brock Purdy kind of folded. Baker Mayfield, I think, is on a perfect contract. To me, this is the big year for him because the offense is fully settled in. Now he's in year 3. I know there's a new offensive coordinator, but I feel like that, everything's well known in Tampa now. They have pretty much the same weapons on offense, and they can really continue to see. So, yeah, maybe if he has a really big season and let's say they make like the NFC Championship, then restructure before you go into the last year because I don't know, how old is he exactly? Probably around, 30?
Baker, he's like 30, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's got one more, if he plays really well this year, contract left in him. So I think that is a great question for next offseason if he balls out this year.
I do agree. And Joey, by the way, if you missed it or if you're just tuning in, we still put up the comments. We still love putting up the comments, but we did get some comments about seeing our names. So we're trying to show our names now as well. So Joey is Nips, the big Nips is in the house. J-Lo, thoughts on Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy?
And he is 30 on the dot.
Yep, I think his birthday's even in March or
April 14th it was.
Yeah, I remember it being in the springtime because I remember seeing him turn 30, and I'm like, that's insane. We get older, and it's like we're the same age. Just wild stuff. But J-Lo, thoughts on Baker, Purdy, other quarterbacks, and how this affects the Bucs and their contract talks with Baker Mayfield?
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, as far as Brock Purdy, congrats on getting the bag, but I just don't see him winning them a Super Bowl. He might get them close. But to me, he's just, I don't know. To me,
their window could be shut with all this money getting paid to all these people now.
It can't be because, I mean, who's his receivers? Brandon Ayuk. And then they got Ricky Pearsall, who can't stay healthy. I mean, he's getting.
Well, I mean, the guy got shot. I mean, I'm not.
Well, all due respect, yes, he did. But at the same time, injuries do happen in the NFL, and I just don't see how he's going to be able to get by with just Brandon Ayuk, who had a fortunate 20 ACL, so we don't know how good he's going to be this coming season. But anyway, I don't know. They overpaid that guy way too much money. Baker Mayfield, what a steal. What a great job on Jason in the front office, paying him, to me, good money. Could make a lot more, and he probably will be due for a big payday. But he's just that type of guy who's going to spread the money around like Brady did to keep the other good players around him. So, like I said, we should be very fortunate to have a quarterback who's not as greedy and wants to be the highest paid. He wants to win championships. And that's what we're all about here in Tampa.
Exactly. And J-Lo, let's remember there are going to be other pivotal extensions coming this offseason. Zion McCollum will have an extension needed. Luke Godecki, who's been a breakout right tackle, he'll need an extension. Again, Levante is on one-year contracts yearly. Will it be it? Who knows? Maybe. Mike Evans will be a free agent at season's end. Rashad White will be a free agent at season's end. So, J-Lo, there's a lot of guys on this Buccaneers team who play pivotal roles who will be staring free agency straight in the eyes next year, and we'll need Baker Mayfield not to take a complete team-friendly deal, but if somehow, some way, we could get him, like, look at Mike, look at Chris, look at Levante. If we could somehow get Baker to take the $40 to $48 million range a year, save us some of that money, Baker, you would be loved. And J-Lo, don't get me wrong, I don't need my words twisted. I'm not saying that, but I will just say this. If Baker Mayfield balls out this year, is a really good year next year, and I don't think Baker's that type of guy, but say he drives his asking price up to $65 million, it would not surprise me to see the Buccaneers turn to the NFL draft in 2 years and say, we're not going to pay this guy $65 million. we'll see what we got. Now, that'd be good because that means Baker's balling out, right? And that means he'd probably win. But yeah, as Christopher said, Brady played for the Bucs. Not only did Brady play for the Bucs, he took a pay cut. He was making like $28 million his first year with the Bucs, and now you get Brock Purdy making like 30 more million a year than what Brady made in Tampa. It's just ridiculous. But a lot of contract talks to be had, a lot of extensions to be talked about. Speaking of talk about, we're talking here on the Buccateers. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn that notification bell on as we move here into phase 2 of the show. Once again, at 505 subscribers. Awesome stuff there. We're going to do our Pigskin Hot Potato coming up, where Joey and J-Lo get 60 seconds a pop to talk about a topic in the world of football. Joey, we'll start with you to give J-Lo some time over there to get ready. Joey Nibs, like the great Triple H always says, are you ready? All right, let's do it. You are muted, by the way. I don't know if you want to be or not.
Oh, I'm fully aware. Let's do it.
Indianapolis Colts tweet out, by the way, right now. Good luck to the
yes, Indiana sir, the Fever. Let's go Fever today. Chicago Sky going down.
Oh no, Angel Reese, my girl, is going to go off today. I like Caitlin
Reese and shove it up your candy ass.
I like both of them. Both nice ladies, great ladies. Both could be friends of mine. So we'll see where that goes there. But Joey, we're going to start with you here first. As the Cubs lineup just came out too, I'll get that out. Yeah, but Joey, we'll start with you here first. With the league office, will the league office be able to persuade or twist the arms of the owners to loan players for the Olympics? So Joey, I don't know if you're aware, but the Olympics coming to the USA. Football's a big topic. I think they're going to integrate flag football. A lot of NFL players want to play in the Olympics. Right now, the NFL is kind of putting their foot down and saying we're unso sure of that. There's going to be major talks in the coming weeks if these NFL stars will be able to compete in the Olympics next summer when it does come here. And keep in mind, Mike Evans is one of those guys who says he would be willing to play for Team USA in the Olympics if allowed. Joey, how do you see this one ending? That's according to Pro Football Talk, by the way. But Joey, what way do you see this ending? Is it going to be one of those things where we're going to be seeing NFL stars in the Olympics like we do some of the other sports? Or do you think Roger Goodell says, whoa, not so fast? That's a lot of liability at stake.
That's a tough one because, I mean, it is flag football. At the end of the day, the first injury that takes place, everybody will be up in arms. So,
yeah, like remember Edwin Diaz when he went down in the World Baseball Classic and everybody.
How close is it to the season? Like,
it'll be in the summer, so it'll be during like training camps and stuff.
Yeah, I think it probably gets nixed only because the NFL usually does a pretty good job of just keeping what they do and keep it running. I mean, if you have a guy that comes up hobbling, I love Mike Evans, but we all know if he all of a sudden has a hammy and then he has to miss 6 to 8 weeks and that goes into the regular season, I mean, that's just hurtful right off. It's all cool stuff. I think players should always do what they want to do and it be up to them. But we all know the first injury that takes place, people will hate it. So I'm going to say that this will get nixed at the end of the day due to injury reasons mostly more. And I know people say it's just flag football. It don't matter. Look at all the non-contact torn Achilles that happen. It happens mostly from just starting too early and running on those legs tough in the summer.
Perfect. You literally had 0.27 seconds to spare in your minute. So great job there for Pigskin Hot Potato, one of our newer segments thought of by the brandless hat guy down there, Joey Nips, as he makes his way. I love it. And so
Raider Doug.
Raider Doug, great guy. We'll acknowledge and honor him.
He's still here, so
exactly. We'll have to honor him while we can. J-Lo, Pigskin Hot Potato for you. Are you ready, my friend?
Let's do it.
All right, we gave Joey a fun one with the Olympics. We're going to give you one with the NFL Rookie Premiere. It is NFL Rookie Premiere weekend, J-Lo. For those unfamiliar with the NFL Rookie Premiere, that is when the top expected stars and names from the draft get together and make their rookie cards, because they don't have pictures out there. So this is where Topps, Panini, all those products get together, make some rookie cards of the players, have them wear some jerseys, chop them up, make jersey cards, have them sign cards, etc. J-Lo, a notable name not there for the Bucs this year, and to my understanding, he was invited, but he declined. Emeka Egbuka is not at the NFL Rookie Premiere. Tez Johnson is, though. But J-Lo, thoughts on that? That's really, really rare for a first-round wide receiver to not be at the Rookie Premiere, but maybe Egbuka just says, hey, I'm just here to focus. I don't really need that right now.
I mean, you got to let the confidence. To me, I think he's more focused on getting his body ready, getting in shape for the football season coming up. I mean, I can't really knock him for that. If that's what he chooses, and, I respect it. But, hey, good for, Tez to go over there, showcase, his confidence, because I like his confidence for the most part. But at the end of the day, I'm not too stressed about it. To me, he's already mature enough to understand how to be successful in this business of the NFL.
All righty, I love it. There you go, guys. Pigskin Hot Potato today. 2 fun topics: Olympic football, NFL Rookie Premiere. That's what we do best here with Pigskin Hot Potato. We always have some fun stuff, and it gets some interesting football convos out there that we might not have otherwise. Joey, we're in the Chicagoland area. Before we get to the Colts update in this offseason, a lot of Bears buzz and speculation on new stadiums. And for those that, for some reason, I get it, the hype, the love, the vibe, Soldier Field's on some football fans' bucket list out there. But Joey, it seems like it might be now or never for those fans to get to Soldier Field if they want to attend. Arlington Heights is coming in like a wrecking ball for the Chicago Bears team. What would be your thoughts if the Bears not only got a new stadium, but moved out of Chicago completely?
I think it'd be a really good move. And it'd probably, once they sign and build and all that stuff, be around 2030 is what I was saying. But, I think it's time for a little bit of a change. If you ever been to the Bears Stadium, it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of. It's nice that it's right on the lake when you look at it from a bird's eye.
It's like a mile to get to the damn thing.
Yeah,
it feels
I mean, besides Giant Stadium, I really haven't seen much constructed worse in terms of getting in and out. So I would, Arlington Heights, listen, beautiful suburb right outside the city. They've already had things such as horse racing there and plenty of big events. They've had other racing activity there. They have a huge land lot. So to me, this would be loved by a lot of people. There is a lot of people in Chicago, obviously, but people would travel anywhere to see the Chicago Bears play because they are at day's end the number one team in this city. They just haven't lived up to it on the winning side. So as always, the Bears own the offseason in terms of hype because that's mostly where they have success. So let's hope to see it on the field this season with Caleb Williams. It can't hurt if the team improves under new coach Ben Johnson, but also Kevin Warren has a lot of hands-on in this, and I think they'll be in Arlington Heights by 2030, I'm thinking.
Yeah, color me surprised, really shocked that Bears can't find a stadium deal with the mayor whose approval rating is lower than, well, let's just keep it at that. J-Lo, thoughts on Bears potentially moving out of Chicago? I do agree with Joey. I think they need the move. If you've seen their stadium, you would understand as such not a very great place to go. And in terms of modern-day football stadiums, I think it's the smallest or one of the smaller in terms of capacity out there. And
they have terrible grass. The grass is terrible.
And terrible vendors, just everything. But J-Lo, the Bears football town, they need more fans in the stands. Ain't that right?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. You got to build your fan base. And if it means moving outside of Chicago to the suburbs, and so be it, it might be better. I mean, just from riding through Chicago when we went through that trip in November, I can already tell just by looking like, wow, what a struggle it looks like, to get in there. It just didn't look very, I don't know. I mean, it just looked like you're just going to have a rough time and a bad experience going in there in general. So I'll take y'all boys' word for it. If it needs to be moved out, so be it.
Yeah, and we'll see where that. It's been a flirtation of topic for a couple of years now. Arlington Heights seems to bow in, and then Chicago seems to say not so fast, and then Arlington Heights buds back in. So, by the way, speaking of Bears, rest in peace to the former legend Mongo McMichael. His tribute will air on AEW tonight live from Chicago. We saw that live, Joey and myself the other day. Just a great guy, Mongo McMichael, former WWF United States champion, NFL Hall of Famer. And I didn't really, obviously played before my time. I knew he was dominant. I knew he was a presence. But until you look at his stats, you didn't really understand how good he was at the NFL level. This guy was a beast, and I had the honor to meet him growing up. He used to do Bears pregame shows. So once again, just a little more tribute to the great Mongo McMichael. As we are live here in the Buccateers. The Bucs are not live, but they're on NFL Network in Germany against Seattle right now. Joey, Colts will be playing in Germany this year. Give us your insight. Give us your updates. The Colts corner. How's the Colts schedule looking? Are you a fan of how it plays out? What games are you circling? Just give us a rundown, my friend.
Yeah, no, definitely excited. Week 1, we open up home against Miami. We played them last year. I
got Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, fucking jackass. But then we play home week 2, Denver, which I'll be at with Pops and maybe yourself as well. We have a lot more 4:00 games this year, 4:25, 3:25, wherever you're at in the world. But that's because we play the West Coast. We play both LA teams on the road. And so on and so forth. So in Seattle as well. So we're going to go to Monday Night Football, one primetime game, week 16, I believe, home against San Francisco. So I'm looking forward to that being in Lucas Oil, and I plan to attend that one with the fam as well.
And they could always get flexed in. They could get. Remember last year they got the Colts got flexed into Sunday Night Football.
Oh yeah,
so don't rule out them getting flexed in, because you could get flexed into Thursday games as well now, I believe.
Yeah, we got flexed into one, and with Minnesota, and we got flexed out of one with the Jets. So anything's possible as the season goes on. But
hey, Jets putting them in prime time. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you got to win more games to get those slots. Now, that's where I shake my head. I think that should apply to everybody. That's why I was a little upset when you see the Falcons getting 5. But the more you win, the better you do. I mean, it's no secret if Anthony Richardson ends up being really good this year, they want them in primetime a lot more because he's a freak of nature. But if we're playing this game where he's out half the time and Daniel Jones is under center, we might not get as likable of odds. So you got to win games and you got to have exciting players. And I'm looking forward to the Colts proving a lot this year. And we have not won our first game of the season for 10 years now. So I expect us to start 1-0 this season.
And I get it's because it's views and clicks and whatnot, but how do the Giants get more primetime games than the Colts? You know, I get Jackson Dart, first-round pick, New York media market, but
yeah, Jackson Dart might not even play this year.
And then New England getting more than them, the Jets getting more than them. I'm sorry, it's just, again, Titans, Colts deserve the Thursday Night Football time slot. And I'm going to stay consistent with that. You rip off Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, a primetime game. It's embarrassing. And a guy or a team like the Colts who are competing year in and year out for the playoffs, I mean, let's be honest, they were maybe one boneheaded, and, you know, I go back and forth. I don't think it should have been overturned, but they were one Jonathan Taylor fumble away last year from maybe being a playoff team. So,
and you said it perfect. You have the number 1 overall pick. I know we're just looking at this example. We could look at many others that don't include these teams, but it works out well because Colts and Titans play week 3. What better time to put them on Thursday Night Football where it doesn't matter about records yet. Everyone's still feeling things out. You could have had a great setup there for the number 1 pick to try to get in some glory, but they do what they do, and that's why Amazon Prime and Al Michaels can shove it right up their freaking ass.
No, you know who I blame more? ESPN, because now that you got Monday night doubleheaders, I know the Colts have one at year's end, but you're telling me on one of those simultaneous 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock kickoff doubleheaders, you couldn't put Colts Titans or Colts Texans as one of the games too. I mean, you know, come on. Fine. You want to make the Thursday Night Football standalone? Then put it on Monday. Double headers. You have 4 Monday Night Football doubleheaders. They're just the Giants getting 3 primetime games. They are New York. They're going to get attention on it. They're going to get the views. But at day's end, sometimes it's deeper than that. Sometimes it's about deserving. But I am glad that they have a lot more flex opportunities. For instance, if Cleveland somehow starts Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel and they're playing okay football later in the year, they'll probably get flexed into a game, right? So at least you could have flexibility options. But Jayla,
I will
your
say
Joey,
really quick, just
going.
before J-Lo gets in there, I will say really quick, I noticed one thing with the Thursday night schedule tone similar to what MLB is doing this weekend that you like. I would say about 70% of Thursday night football is division matchups.
And I do like that. And to me, it adds intrigue. I thought week 1 was almost going to be like the rivalry week. Obviously, week 18 is kind of dedicated to that as well. But Thursday night football, you used to kind of get, the Browns at New England or stuff like that. Now you're more so getting at least decent matchups. But I like a couple games on that Colts schedule. One that intrigues me a lot, and I think it's going to be a good smell test on where this Colts team is before we get J-Lo in, his thoughts, breadwinners, and much more. But one good smell test game for me with the Indianapolis Colts, obviously Dolphins, Broncos, Titans, those are all good games to open up the schedule. But Joey, I think a good limit to see where this Colts team is at will be week 4, 4:05 Eastern, where you guys travel to LA to take on the Rams. I think you guys will probably be 2-1 at that point in time, so it'll be gut check week. You win or at least play good in LA against a team like the Rams. I think that's going to say a lot about this Indianapolis Colts team. So I'm circling that one early on to see that's going to be the game to see where the Colts are. Are they going to be a competitor? Are they going to be a contender? I think week 4 at the Rams, because that's 3 time zones away for this Colts team too. They're on Eastern time. That's Pacific time. That's going to be a very hard game for a team like the Colts, much like the Bucs when the Bucs travel to LA to take on the Rams. Those are going to be games on these teams' schedules that are good indicators of where these football teams are. If they're built for the playoffs or hey, maybe they're just not ready yet. Another one of those games for the Colts, Joey. I know they don't have a QB right now, but November 2nd, when you go to Pittsburgh's always pretty damn good. Again, that's kind of coming after, 3 out of 4 games at home. Those games are Raiders, Cardinals, Titans. You should win 3 out of those 4 because you do have at the Chargers in between. But then going on the road to Pittsburgh, middle of the year, how good will the Colts hold? Will the Colts fight? Will the Colts scrap? I'm looking at the Rams. I'm looking at the Steelers as kind of those taste testers at the beginning of the year, at the middle point of the year, and then at the end of the year in December, I'm circling at Seattle, another very vaunted place to play. And the Colts have a tough road schedule. If they hold their own in those 3 games, if they play good football, they don't have to win all 3. They could go 1-2. But as long as the Colts play good, competent football, I think those are very good checkpoints along the way at Rams, at Steelers, at Seattle. All about 5 football game weeks apart. That's what excites me about this Colts schedule. Yeah, I'll be at the San Fran game as we have an epic trip planned. We're actually going to fly to Carolina late Saturday, it sounds like. Go see Bucs Panthers Sunday, fly out early Monday, Indianapolis, and then see Colts 49ers on Monday Night Football. J-Lo, you'll be joining us for the Bucs Panthers game in Carolina potentially. Ain't that right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's probably gonna be the away game I'm choosing to go to. That way we can link up with Zach as well. That'd be something fun to watch. A very winnable game, competitive from last season in Carolina. That'd be fun to watch. I feel, I think that would be the sweet spot, especially for an epic, ending of the schedule for everything we're planning toward the end of the season. But yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can find me a direct flight, but probably not. I'll have to make a pit stop, but we'll see. As far as the Colts go, I just want to throw out there, it's proper shut up time for AR. He needs to go out there, stay healthy, perform, be consistent, which I think he can. And with adding Tyler Warren, who's a stud tight end, who's going to be a great player on that offense, I feel like they can win some football games.
Yeah, I think so as well. Tyler Warren, once again. J-Lo, you get my Richardson shirt. Joey, you order me a Warren shirt, and it's all going to work out. No, I'm not
What the
giving
hell
up
do I get?
You get us wearing Colt stuff. So there you go.
I need that big boy Florida Gator to sign with the Bucs so I can get that big boy shirt.
Yeah, Lord knows what happened to that Godwin shirt I got you, but that's neither near nor there.
I
But
think it's in your closet.
yeah, if it is, haven't seen it in years. But yeah, Desmond Watson, he'll be a fan. That jersey would be a fan favorite. I'm afraid when he wears game worn jerseys, whoever buys one of his, it might not fit in a damn frame. That's for damn sure. But hey, Vita Vea's do, so you never know. Once again, upcoming schedule. We'll be live this Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern, with Keith's dad, Papa Keith, talking about his son's journey into the NFL at Minnesota, coming and being a Buccaneer, and so much more. And then other episodes this holiday week to be announced, but we will be live on Thursday. It's a loaded weekend of sports. Before we get to our breadwinners, Joey, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, PGA Buzz, which of the three are you watching this weekend, my friend?
Trying to keep an eye on them all as best I can, but you know me, I'm usually focused on the NBA.
Or throw WNBA opening weekend in there.
Yeah, I'll definitely be tuned in at 2 o'clock today for Fever versus Sky. But huge game 7 tomorrow in the NBA between the Nuggets and Thunder at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. So I'll be fully locked in. And then, like you said, the PGA Championship. But today, I'll go with the Sky and the Fever as my game of the day. That's what I'll be looking forward to. And I love that I'm saying that because women's sports are very important. People need to realize that they have a ton of talent, especially in the WNBA right now. It's a great time to be a fan and just turn it on. They're playing at the United Center where the Bulls play. It's a nationally televised game. Really enjoy watching these women hoop up, and that's what I'm focused in on today.
Yeah, obviously, I like the WNBA. I'm not a guru. I can't lie. I don't know a lot of these names and whatnot, but I will say, our guy Jarrett Rojas, Loose Cannons, says Aces, Liberty is a solid watch at 1-2 ABC. Yeah, they're always good, man. I mean, Vegas Aces are always a good team, and Liberty, always a good team. Well, of recent is good as well. But I've been hearing from NBA and WNBA reporters alike that, hey, WNBA, I know they added the one team, the Valkyras or whatever, Valkyries, however the hell you say it, but they need more expansion, I guess, because a lot of these really good lady hoopers are just getting cut and finding themselves in free agency. But being an umbrella under the NBA, I think that WNBA will keep expanding and they'll rightfully keep getting more eyes on the prize. They're really fun to watch. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, the rest of Carmela Cardosa is one of my favorites. She's on the Chicago Sky. They're going to be exciting this year. So I love the WNBA pick. J-Lo, WNBA, PGA, NBA, NHL, or MLB rivalry weekend. Where are your eyes in this busy weekend of sports?
I'll be looking into the Rays, trying to rebound from last night's loss to Miami. That was a game they should have had. I'll tune into that later on today. And then, of course, the hockey game tonight with the Jets and the Stars. Stars got a chance to eliminate Winnipeg and move to the Western Conference Finals.
That Toronto-Florida series has been crazy. Toronto was up 2-0. Florida went up 3-2. And then last night, J-Lo, Toronto forces a Game 7.
I mean, it's been a good battle between those two teams, even though I can't stand both of them. But at the same time, I feel like one of these two teams, whoever wins the series, is going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, whether it's Toronto or it is Florida. No disrespect to Carolina. They did a good job taking care of Washington, knocking them out 4-1, which will be another fun, series to watch. But I say whoever wins that Toronto-Florida series ends up in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and I'll talk briefly then about MLB and PGA quickly. PGA, me and Joey always do these pools. My picks were bad this time, so we're done.
Oh, I should look that up now, speaking of that.
I had Reed and Fowler both didn't make the cut even, so I know we could pack it away. So
hey, that's okay. I fucked this the last time.
And no offense when my guys are out in the golf tournaments, I'm kind of out. And last one was exciting. I forget the couple of lasting players in that. So maybe tomorrow I'll tune in. But for today, that'll be on the back burner now because Ricky Fowler, Patrick Reed, Bryson DeChambeau's doing well, which he always does. But the other two didn't really make it into a cut. But anyways, MLB, I do like what they're doing this weekend. MLB rivalry weekend. All the good matchups get 3 games this weekend, and they're all at the same time. In years past, it was 2-game series for the past 4 or 5 years at random Tuesday and Wednesdays or Monday and Tuesdays through the year. All eyes on the prize. You got Cubs Sox, you got Marlins Rays, you got Dodgers Angels, Yankees Mets, Rockies Diamondbacks. I mean, you got a lot of fun rivalry matchups going on in the world of baseball this weekend. So try and consume that as much as you can. And speaking of consume, go on Twitter, comment on here, but make a vote as our great co-host, BucsBy30, Zach Johnson, not here today. He's on his bye week, but the great BucsBy30. Last year we did a beer bracket. This year we're doing a songs bracket. The winning song will be the song of the year for the Buccaneers for 2025-2026. What song should be played as the Bucs official traditional song every single game? And fellas, before we get to breadwinner and final words, quick congratulations. We're going to talk about it more in depth on Thursday, but I do want to bring it up. Our guy Anthony Gator getting an intern with the NFL. He'll be on the Jaguars coaching staff through July. He'll be back at FIU in July, but I reached out to Gator yesterday, congratulated him. Breaking news, Anthony Gator, defensive coach at Florida International, in charge of the defensive backs, one of the top 10 pass defenses in the country in college last season. Anthony Gator will be joining us live in July to give us his one-on-one exclusive look at how the internship went, how it was working with Liam Cohen, how it was in Jacksonville, and so much more. But quick congrats, Joey, to our guy Anthony Gator. I'm glad it's not permanently on their staff, but congrats to him. He's moving up quick.
Absolutely. Anytime you can join the National Football League after your career is over and stay relevant as he is through the ranks of college now to here, always improving, always grinding. So definitely kudos to him and to that. And looking forward to hearing what he has to say in July. Hopefully things in Jacksonville are going terrible by then, but great for himself.
Yeah, maybe he'll be their head coach in 2026. You never know. J-Lo. Yeah, I mean, him and Joey Gladstone are doing epic things over there. I just can't. When I look at their GM, I just think of Joey Gladstone from Full House, man. That's all I think of.
It out. Holy shit, we're 116th in our pool out of one. We're not too. We're like halfway. There's 240 people.
I was gonna say usually there's good amount, but yeah, I mean we're
in the
just
middle of the pack.
Done. That's all I could say. J-Lo, quick thoughts on Anthony Gator?
No, I mean, this would be a good opportunity for him, to learn a lot in the professional level as a coach. I feel he's got a bright future in coaching and going up to the
maybe
next
in
level.
Tampa, hopefully.
Oh, man, please come to Tampa. Leave that boring city, dude. I mean, in Jacksonville, whatever. No, but honestly wise, I mean, this is really good for him. And, hopefully he could be a coach down here in Tampa. I'll be all for it. I know he would be too.
Yeah, Pops text into the show. Looking forward to the Keefe dad interview as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. Once again, Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Papa Keefe, Keefe's dad, will be joining the show. July, former Bucs defensive back and CFL champion, current FIU Internationals corner or defensive backs coach, and Jaguars assistant Anthony Gator will be joining. Just a lot of great guests to be had here on the Buccateers. We're working with some other Bucs players, past and present and future as well, to hop on. But guys, breadwinner update, we're killing it. Went over it this morning. We're 28 wins and 12 losses on the season. We're 16 games over. And we've been doing this since Super Bowl. Pretty much every show, doing breadwinners damn near. I feel like we've been upping it out of football season. We're plus $211. Now, we were 28-9 going into the last breadwinners, and we went 0-3 and lost 60. But Good news is we're 28-12 in totality on the season. So before final word, we're going to do breadwinners. J-Lo, breadwinner for this weekend, sir.
Yeah,
You can
don't
pick
screw
anything.
me again, J-Lo. You screwed everything up last week.
Yeah, actually, you're done. You're next. Joey, we're going to go to you first because J-Lo did
Shut up,
screw
Joey.
things up last time. So, Joey, go ahead first.
When my hand goes up, J-Lo, your mouth goes shut. Mike the Miz style. No, in reality, this time I don't think we'll even be close to the same bet. I have a good feeling about that. Is I'm going to take it to Major League Baseball, and let me make sure the line is still where it's at.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Whoa. I'm going with the Royals, the Kansas City Royals minus 120 against the Cardinals. I am going to go with KC at home minus 120.
KC minus 120. I love it. J-Lo, where are you going? Is that where you were going to go, or are you going elsewhere?
No, I ain't picking back off him. I'm actually going to go in the water baseball.
Yeah, you'll be piggybacking my... Oh, never mind.
My mouth. Never mind. Let me just stop. I'm going to go with the Brewers at home against the Twins, money line. Give me the Brewers at home.
Wow, you're picking a Milwaukee Brewer. I like it, though. Brewers, they need it. They lost last night, so they do need it tonight. I'll look up those odds here shortly.
I got you, too. It's
Thank you.
They're even odds, Milwaukee, even odds.
All right, so win 20, bet 20 to win 20. So I like that. There you go. I'm going to do a little bit of an altered spread. Give me the Chicago Sky plus 10.5 against the Indiana Fever today. $20 to win 14. I think opening day in WNBA game and even in men's basketball, but games are always closer in the beginning of the season. I think 10.5 points is a lot when you got Haley Von Lith making her debut. You got Carmela Cardosa, Angel Reese. I'm like John Gruden, man. You got Angel Reese down there, Cardosa down there, Von Lith coming. But I think, 10.5 is going to be 20 to win you $14. I think that could be a potential winner chicken dinner. I know Joey Nips has a gym to get to. J-Lo has his Celsius to get to, so we're not going to hold anyone any longer here on the Saturday Showdown weekend show here on the Buccateers. Final words are in order. J-Lo, give us your final word, brother. J-Lo maybe got socked already. J-Lo? Yep, J-Lo socked. Done. Joey, final word from you.
Yeah, he got scooped up once I gave him crap there, You just, the final boss tells you the people's champ.
Kid folded like a cheap suit, man. Jesus.
We're going to, I'll be seeing you in a little bit. We'll have a good day today. Let's enjoy the sports and let's just get it on. Let's keep it going because before you know it, we will hit training camp and then football will be in full blow. So I really enjoy when the NHL and NBA playoffs are full steam ahead, as is early in the MLB regular season. So I just keep taking that in. Let's hope for good weather. I don't know what this dust storm we had yesterday was, but we move on and we keep fighting.
Yeah, and
Margo McMichael, like you said, they did a beautiful tribute at AEW. So shout out. He fought ALS. He fought his ass off for many years, and rest in peace to a legend. And Sabu
as well. Can't forget them. Sadly, losing people left and right. But great weekend we do have ahead, Joey, honoring some great people tonight and then tomorrow.
And Jim Ross.
Yeah,
colon cancer. It's like, Jesus.
The hits keep coming in the world of wrestling, seemingly, but we keep moving on. Cleve and me, Buccateers, we're going to honor these guys as much as we can because, damn it, they're all legends, deserve to be honored. But great weekend ahead for us. Great weekend ahead in the world of sports. You got PGA Championship, WNBA opening weekend, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, MLB rivalry weekend, Antonio Brown fighting in a parking lot, ladies and gentlemen, with a gun. So, our co-host Gene from Buck What You Heard just made fun of Antonio Brown on Twitter as well. So there you go.
Wow, I'm glad he woke up from 6 feet deep.
Wait, speaking of waking up,
J-Lo still laughing.
J-Lo, you're alive. We went to you for the final word and you didn't say a word.
Well, Verizon, they wonder why I don't pay them on time. Well, that's what
Holy
they get for giving me
shit.
crappy service.
J-Lo's in
Anyway,
their
my final
collections
word
agency.
is, God bless America, and prayers go out to all the ones that are, going through it right now for losses. Jim Ross, my prayers up to you, brother, on the whole cancer process, on whatever, colon cancer, whatever. All cancer sucks. But anyway, God bless and have a good weekend, everybody.
Fire the damn cannons. Have a great weekend, J-Lo. It's been an honor going to battle J-Lo, Joey Nips today, the great Bucs30 Gene, Stunna Cats out of the building, and Bucko as well. Until next time, Thursday, maybe before then, but next guaranteed show, Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern, right here on the Buccateers. Papa Keefe, Co-Keefe's dad, will be joining the program. Buccaneers tight end, Co-Keefe's dad. That is Fire the Damn Cannons. J-Lo, have a great weekend, brother. Breadwinners, Joey has the Royals today. J-Lo is the Brewers today, money line each, and I got the Chicago Sky plus 10.5 at Indiana Fever. Enjoy a loaded sports weekends. We're out until Thursday, maybe before, but definitely Thursday. Never give up. Peace. Fire the damn cannons. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bug.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.